Aidan O'Connell from Purdue is a guy that I know Mick Lombardi, the offensive coordinator, went to his pro day. Josh McDaniels compares his release to a guy named Tom Brady. This is a guy they've loved.
The Las Vegas Raiders have traded up to select their future franchise quarterback, Aidan O'Connell. And head coach Josh McDaniels is even comparing this guy to Tom Brady. The Patriots traded back to the Raiders. They had pick 135, the Raiders 144, and the Raiders threw in a 6th round pick to move up and select the QB, 6'3", 214 pounds out of Purdue, Aidan O'Connell. And this guy really is like Tom Brady because he's not the most athletic guy at all, but he has tons of experience. He's been playing far more than any other QB in this draft class as a 4-year starter at Purdue. He's super accurate with the football, can make great decisions, has a high football IQ. The only problem is he's just not an athlete at all with his arm or his legs. And a lot of people say that this guy could be super reckless with the football, almost like Jameis Winston. But at the same time, just like Jameis Winston, he can make some amazing throws and great plays, and he is the most accurate quarterback in Purdue history. He has great anticipation with his throws and incredible release time, and he is completely fearless, not afraid to make those aggressive throws. And this guy had about 44 dropbacks a game. He was throwing the football a lot and knows what it's like to work with the pro style offense that is NFL ready. And this guy did not have a great offensive line last year, and he was able to prove that he could throw under pressure and under duress. And I don't think his turnover worthy throws are going to be a problem for Josh McDaniels, because Josh McDaniels typically wants you to throw the football exactly where he wants you to throw it on a given play, and he'll want somebody to force it in there if that's the decision he wants that quarterback to make. And Aidan O'Connell was projected to go in the 4th and 5th round. Some people even thought maybe the 6th, and it's kind of crazy that the Raiders traded up to grab him, but you saw other quarterbacks get taken off the board afterwards. Dorian Thompson-Robinson went to the Browns, and Aidan O'Connell is one of the more accurate passers out of all these guys who are still available for the Raiders at quarterback. He scored incredibly high on the S2 cognition test, and he's got a good arm. He was just going to fall no matter what because he's just not a good athlete, and in today's NFL, you really want more of a dual threat quarterback. So I think this says a lot about Josh McDaniels and what he wants for his future quarterback. Even if Aidan O'Connell does not work out, the fact that Josh McDaniels is taking a chance on this guy, comparing him to Tom Brady, this shows that Josh McDaniels wants the next Tom Brady, doesn't necessarily want a mobile quarterback or a dual threat guy. He's going to try to find a quarterback who's accurate, can make quick decisions, and not afraid to make aggressive throws, even if it's going to end up in an interception. And Aidan O'Connell is on the older side, about 24 years old, and with that mustache he has, man, this guy looks older than me. It's quite crazy, but had some pretty good games last year. 22 touchdowns, 13 interceptions with an 88.1 passer rating, and the most insane stat, and what you really got to look at, is 2021, where he absolutely went off with a 90.6 PFF grade, 108 passer rating, 28 touchdowns, 11 picks as a full-time starter. That is very impressive. And one of the things I like the most about Aidan O'Connell is that he started out as a walk-on. You know, he had to prove himself from the get-go, and he ended up doing that and became a full-time starter with Purdue. And I think he can be somebody who's as great as Kenny Pickett, or he can just be a backup that we forget about that fizzles out. The Raiders traded up for this guy, so there's something that they liked about him, and they must have also believed that other teams wanted him as well. And maybe while the rest of the NFL is trying to be more modern, trying to find the next Anthony Richardson, the dual threat quarterback, the running back quarterback, maybe it'll be interesting to see if the Raiders keep it old school, keep it vintage, and have a classic pocket passer in somebody like Aidan O'Connell. And a lot of the critics do not like this pick, but they did not like Tom Brady at the time either, remember? And this pick is getting a C+ from CBS, saying that he's a methodical QB who can really get into a rhythm and sling it, and stiff with essentially no ability to elude rushers while he zips the football underneath. At intermediate levels, when he mostly reads coverage, well, his overall arm talent is average and will be 25 in September. In my opinion, I think this is a great pickup for the Raiders, and I think Aidan O'Connell at the very least will be a great backup in the NFL, a great number 2 guy who could be a pocket passer, distribute the football to everybody you need, be useful in the QB room as well since he has that high football IQ. It just seems like he can hit the ground running because he already has the arm, had more passing yards last year than CJ Stroud, by the way. So at the end of the day, this is a high floor pick for the Raiders, not the highest ceiling. And I personally think if we have Jimmy Garoppolo right now and he has these injury problems, Aidan O'Connell can seriously end up being a starter for the Raiders. Like I said before, he could hit the ground running already in the NFL compared to a lot of these other quarterbacks available. And if all Josh McDaniels needs is somebody like Jimmy Garoppolo, who is not a mobile quarterback either, then don't be surprised if Aidan O'Connell proves himself in training camp and preseason, and maybe midway down the season you see him taking snaps number 1 at quarterback. Comment below your grade for this draft pick, trading up in the 4th round to grab quarterback Aidan O'Connell out of Purdue, and check out some of these other draft videos we have that you may have missed on this channel. My name is WiFiWillie. Peace out, and I hope you have a good one.